Okay, so welcome to my channel. My name is Susan, and today we're actually going to delve into the political race, sort of. So, yes, it is silly season. It is less than a year till the general election, and in the United States. And yeah, when I see political articles in general, if I see political articles that I find interesting or maddening or both, I'm going to talk about it. Usually it's culture war issues, but today it's more of some people just cannot accept reality. And what am I talking about? Well, let's just get to the article. If Trump gets convicted, Home Depot billionaire says he'd still likely fund campaign. Now just think about that for a second. Whether you don't think Trump is as bad as some people say, whether you're completely anti-Trump, just think about it. Absolutely nothing that can happen to Trump is going to stop someone from supporting him. Now, I could understand you supporting him in 2016, even though there were red flags aplenty. Okay, fine, you thought that maybe he could help you out. For some reason, people thought this man was born with a silver spoon in his mouth actually understood how most people live, and that he actually cared about them. There are certain Democrats, billionaires that are like that, so okay, I get it. But once he was in office and all the shit that happened, and you're still supporting him, yeah, that means you're so deep in a cult that you just cannot accept reality. But anyway, let's get to this article. Republican mega donor Bernie Marcus said on Tuesday he would likely still give money to Donald Trump's 2024 presidential bid if the former president was convicted of a crime. But the billionaire does not plan to be one of his biggest financial backers. Oh, phew! He's not going to be the biggest one, so that changes everything. Yeah, right. So he realizes that... So he's not going to give as much money to Trump as he probably would have, which is great that he realizes that things are problematic, but he's still going to be giving plenty of money. So not exactly the concession he thinks it is. Marcus, a co-founder of home improvement retailer The Home Depot, announced earlier this month that he was supporting Trump, the runaway frontrunner for the 2024 Republican nomination contest that kicks off January 15th in Iowa. And also, if for those who are interested, once we get all the polls up and running, since right now it looks like it's going to be Trump versus Biden. Once we get all those polls up and running, I plan on doing videos showing the map to give you an idea of who's doing well where, without toss-ups. That's why I want to wait till all the polls are in, without toss-ups, so you can see whether you're a Trump fan or anti-Trump. You can see how they're doing in each state and if that's going to give them the presidency. Now, I will only do third-party candidates if there are any polls that show that said candidate could actually win a state. Because, like I've said in a previous video, we do need viable multi-party candidates, but until we get those, giving your vote to a third party, an independent party, is just burning your vote. You're just throwing it away. And some might hurt Trump, but more likely they're going to hurt Biden. So it's really up to you if you want to elect Trump without actually voting for him. Then by all means go third party. Until we have viable viable multi-party system, it does not pay, especially if you're voting for a candidate that isn't even on the ballot in enough states, like all of them, to even be in contention. So you're really not doing the main party candidates any favors. Whether you're for Biden, whether you're for Trump, someone is going to siphon the votes from one of them. And as it stands now, chances are pretty good they're going to be siphoning more votes from Biden than from Trump. So, again, if you are afraid of being seen as a Trumper, but you still want Trump elected, then by all means vote third party. But until there's a viable solution, I would rather you didn't. But anyway, tangent over. Let us continue. So yeah, maybe once or twice we went to the Home Depot to buy plants during the summer. Now that I know that he's a Trumper, and not only a Trumper, but that he is still going to back him, I'm gonna think twice before going to that store ever again. So, Trump faces 4 criminal cases, including state and federal charges stemming from his efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss to Democrat Joe Biden. Trump, 77, denies any wrongdoing. Of course he has. Just like he denies that the election, that Biden won the election. And has pleaded not guilty in all 4 cases. And that's not even right now he's going through a civil case. So those are just the criminal ones. He still has plenty of issues beyond that. The unprecedented legal turmoil has prompted questions about what would happen to Trump's campaign if he was convicted or jailed. Fun fact, unless he's convicted of being an insurrectionist, he can still run from jail. So yeah, that was a major oversight. But then again, if you listen to a Colorado judge, who's allowing him to be on the ballot, even him being an insurrectionist isn't enough to stop him. Because they didn't specify that the presidential oath is a part of that 14th Amendment, he can still run. So, yeah. If that's the case, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the intent of the amendment. I'm pretty sure it intended everybody and not just Congress. But asked in an interview with Reuters whether he would still support Trump if he were convicted, Marcus replied, "I think so, because I think it's all trumped up." Okay. Now, let's take politics out of the equation. If you're looking at someone and they're saying something that has no basis in reality, that you refuse to accept reality, do you really want to give your money to that person? And for those who are like, well, what about the people who he employs? That's going to hurt them. Not as much as it would hurt him. Because let's face it, what the workers get, what his organization gets, is a drop in the bucket to what he and all of the higher-ups like him get. So, who's going to be hurt more by this? In the short term, probably the short term, probably the little peons who work for him who are making peanuts. But eventually, it's gonna be him if his empire collapses. So now I realize that boycotts do not work. So I'm not gonna call for a boycott because I know that they generally do not work. But yeah, I'm just providing the information that if you don't like Trump and you don't want to support a business that supports Trump, may I suggest not supporting Home Depot? So, Marcus, 94, who supported Trump's White House runs in 2016 and 2020, said he had spoken to the former president recently. I never discussed his legal fees or his legal problems, Marcus said, adding that Trump was very happy about his support. Well, of course he is. Of course Trump's happy about that. I mean, he's the ultimate narcissist. Of course he wants people to support him. Duh. And of course you're not going to discuss his legal problems. Because, I mean, you just admitted that you think it's bullshit. Which, by the way, once the trials start up in earnest, hopefully I will get daily reports as to what's going on in the courtroom. I'm not doing this for the civil trials, but for the criminal ones I probably will. And so if I get the daily reports, I will do daily videos about what happened that day. Because right now, the civil suits, that's not going to hurt him politically. I mean, hell, after the Eugene Carroll suit, there were plenty of people who didn't seem fazed at all by the fact that he was deemed a sexual predator. So, yeah, obviously, at best, it's going to be the criminal that's going to hurt him. But anyway, Marcus and his wife, Billy Wilma Marcus, were the seventh largest individual Republican donors in the 2020 election cycle. Oh, excuse me. Giving nearly $25 million to Republican campaigns, according to Open Secrets, a nonprofit group that tracks money and politics. Business magazine Forbes estimates Marcus's net worth at around $8.8 billion. Sorry, I suddenly got the hiccups. Marcus would not be drawn into specifics of his donations this time around, saying only he would support Trump in the primary and in the general election against Biden in November 2024, should Trump be the nominee. However, Marcus cautioned he would not be a major financial supporter. Of course, I'm going to support him to some extent, but I'm not going to be one of his big givers, that's for sure, Marcus said. It sounds like he's admitting that at some level he understands that Trump is vulnerable, whether it's because of the criminal cases, whether it's because he deep down actually believes there's some merit, or just simply because he just thinks that Trump is weak because of them. So it's nice that he acknowledges that. He has some grip on reality. Still not good. The billionaire said he also liked Republican presidential candidates Nikki Haley, a former UN ambassador and South Carolina governor, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, but did not think they could beat Trump in the nominating contest. Well, based on the fact that, he's not within shouting distance of anybody. I mean, he's just, like a 40-point lead. It's just ridiculous, his lead in the polls. So, unless something happens, Yeah, he probably will be the nominee. Marcus said he thought Trump was a fixer who would be beneficial to the U.S. economy and strong on Middle Eastern foreign policy. Based on what? Let's see. He inherited a great economy from Obama, managed to tank it. Now, granted, he didn't wish COVID to happen, but he treated COVID like it's not a big deal. So, a pandemic that could have been taken care of a lot quicker, well, that and the fact that, people seem to embrace plagues now. What? Avoid plagues? Oh no, I'm going to do everything in my power to propagate a plague. So that's not helpful either. But so not everything was within Trump's control, but uh deciding to give tax breaks to the rich and screwing the poor, I'm not exactly sure how that's good for the US economy. Is it good for billionaires like Marcus? Absolutely. Is it good for the US economy? No. No, it's not. And strong on Middle East foreign policy. How? The Abraham Accords, they they didn't stop any conflict. Israel was not currently at war with any of these countries. So what Middle East foreign policy is he strong on? He's strong on optics, but when it comes to actual substance, no. No, he's not. So that is the end of that article from Reuters. Um so yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try to do more of these type of videos because like I said, people should know who. Now I realize this is might be adding to the polarization of this country, but when you're dealing with someone who says things that you can find exact quotes from the KKK and the Nazis, probably, yeah, you should probably be freaked out about it. So, yeah, I'm going to do my part and help bring to light those people who think that they can get away with being under the radar and yet helping someone who is as fascist as Trump and anti-democratic or Nazi or whatever word you want to use. We don't want him in the White House anymore. Anyway, I will end that here and I will see you guys in the next video.